tell us more why we're seeing such strong growth from the luxury sector.
It's simple. We're all swapping vacations for Vuitton. We don't have much else to spend our money on right now, and luxury goods look pretty appealing.
How are we seeing that sort of play out, Andrea? Talk to us a little bit about the earnings that we're seeing from some of these big brands.
We're seeing that play out right across the board. Consumers in the US and in China are spending on luxury goods. And it's important to remember that these really strong earnings also compare with the period a year ago when disruption from the pandemic was the most severe.
And Morgan, I want to bring you in here because for people who don't know, you created the Gucci Model Challenge on TikTok, which is so fun. First of all, tell us why you wanted to do that and sort of how it picked up and all the attention that it got.
Okay, so basically, sorry, animals. I did this as a complete joke. I used to post just so much random content. And one day at 1 a.m, I just saw a Gucci ad and I just thought it was so ridiculous how they dressed their models that I just made a joke out of it. And obviously you never expect people to like just jump on board with that, especially with something like that. But, you know, everyone jumped on board. Some of my favorite YouTubers started joining and, you know, some people took it really serious. Others were, you know, on board with me as a joke. And it just went uphill from there. And then eventually Gucci noticed it.
Okay, so this wasn't necessarily you saying that you are buying these luxury brands. This was you just sort of noticing what Gucci was doing?
Yeah, exactly. And it was, I used all thrift store clothes, and a lot of people did, because, you know, you can create those like super eccentric looks right from your thrift store for like $10, which is really cool.
Yeah, and talk about sort of the pickup then from Gucci, because then they started noticing this and made their own sort of advertisements and things like that.
Yeah, it was really cool because you never expect like a big luxury brand, especially like Gucci, to hop on board with a joke. Like that's not really something that they do. So the fact that they didn't get mad at me or like sue me, but instead like jumped on board with the joke, I think that was really cool. And it made me appreciate the brand more and respect them for, you know, jumping into the comedy realm.
And Andrea, I want you to come in here. What do you think this challenge and sort of what Morgan was just speaking to, we're looking at some of the video right now. What do you think this sort of says to what these luxury brands are focusing on? Are they trying to get more attuned to young people?
Definitely, and TikTok has really been picking up among the luxury industry because, as we just talked about, it's creators themselves are coming up with things that can have way more impact on other consumers than anything the brand can do for itself.
And so then how are we seeing these luxury brands continue to reach out to the Gen Zers and continue to market to them?
Social media is the main one. They've often used Instagram for a long time, but TikTok is really gaining momentum. Instagram Reels, their video product, it's one of the ways they are really trying to connect. They are also doing collaborations. So they've got a lot of things that they're doing to really get in touch with this consumer.
Yeah, and Morgan, I wonder, have you heard from Gucci or from other luxury brands, and do you expect to continue doing this?
Well, I have worked with Gucci past that. We did, it's called the Absolute Beginners campaign together on TikTok. So we actually did something really cool together after that. And, you know, I do love fashion, it's my core. So I do hope that, you know, in the future that I can continue to not only work with them, but other, you know, luxury brands as well.
What do you think the key is to some of these legendary brands becoming more, I guess, young and modern and being able to relate to people like yourself and your friends?
I think just jumping on these social media trends, like, it makes them relatable to people, you know? And that's where all of Gen Z is. They're online.
But does it make you want to buy their products though?
Absolutely, duh. Yeah.
No matter
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like obviously you gotta be reasonable. You can't just go and buy thousands of dollars, but you know, even if it's something small, brand appreciation. Gotta love Gucci. Gotta love designer.
Even if it's something small. Well, I'm going to say I'm not one of the people who are swapping out vacations for Gucci bags. But Andrea, I want you to tell us, what should we expect from the rest of the big fashion luxury brands in terms of earnings this week?
I think they're all going to be very good. You know, it does compare with this period a year ago when things were very disrupted. The big thing to watch out for will be how it develops throughout the year as more economies reopen and consumers have more things to spend their money on.
Do we expect, so then will it be that surprising then, I wonder? Because like you were saying, like we're comparing it to a year ago. I'm curious sort of how much we should read into some of these earnings.
It'll also be key to look at how it compared with 2019. And so far, all the luxury goods, big groups that have reported so far have been up on 2019. So that will be something else to watch out for when we get those numbers.